Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis, and I've realized that in this lifetime, we are required to stand on many legs and wear many different hats. And I believe that the only way to do that is through energy management practices, which I know can be trained super effectively through yogic and quantum integrative modalities. I just want to talk about that, okay? A bit about myself first, though, because I think it's only fair. Put this into context. I am a quantum integration coach who specializes in energy management for multidisciplinary people. I am also a sci fi writer, currently writing an epic sci fi novel, if I dare say so myself, because it is one of my hugest passion projects. And I'm a multidisciplinary musician. I play electric guitar, drums, and sing. And I'm working on my own songs in the studio, but I'm also obsessed with technique mastery. So, we'll talk a little bit about that later, and then some. But currently, I am pursuing a PhD in quantum natural medicine. I've been a personal trainer for over a decade. I am a drum teacher, and I'm also a motorcycle riding instructor. But that's a seasonal job, of course. So, in one way or another, I've been teaching and coaching for all of my professional life. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this thing about jack of all trades and master of none is a fallacy. It's misunderstood because the context isn't told. The understanding of mastery is incomplete. So, if you're wondering how I got up to this point in my life, including building up the nerve to say this, well, I could tell you then, overarchingly right now, that it highly depends on finding the common threads, which is why I am a systems thinker. I am obsessed with systems, but a system alone, I could tell you, is one thing. Your ability to manage that system is a whole other thing. And so I'm not so much talking about the outer work, that that part is pretty black and white, brick and mortar, meat and potatoes. We will be talking a lot about that on this channel because I have those systems in place. But it's the persistence of attitude and the flexibility of your mind that will ultimately crush you before your self-imposed regime ever does. And so, in a world, in a world where we must stand on many legs and wear many different hats, and dudes, you don't have to be a highly ambitious person with many hobbies and aspirations to be feeling this, okay? I mean, if you're a mother and a brother and a worker of two jobs and you want to be a good golfer over time, then hey, you're already in it. If you're a person who feels overwhelmed and burned out and has even the mildest tendency to put some load of expectations on yourself, or even feel the weight of the expectations of others, then you need energy management. And for that, based on my studies, I find that yogic and quantum methods, philosophies, and sciences are an incredible way to approach your life and your sense of self. As a matter of fact, I love the quantum worldview. For one, it majorly inspires my sci fi writing, but for two, I realized just how much it permeates everything in life. And then I've got to tell you, my mom, we're very tight. My mom, being an amazing yoga instructor, yoga wellness educator, author in her own right, shared with me just how much these two POVs are analogs of each other. The same freaking ideas, just in a different language. So, we ended up creating a business together. I love her so much. Yeah, it's part of the reason I started this YouTube channel, but really, I believe that I've gained a lot of EXP points under my belt when it comes to getting good at multiple things at the same time, energy management, how to apply quantum physics and philosophies to actual life, because that's important. And all these automations that I may take for granted these days that got me to where I am, that got me to have the courage to get up over here and talk to you and share this information, are things that I believe I want to pass on. So if you're open to listening, these could be perspectives that you may never have considered before. So if your outer world is pulling you in all different directions while your inner world struggles to keep up, then I could perhaps help you with some stuff. And so I think it's time to share. Now, don't assume that I'm up here on some high horse or anything. I'm not. Yes, I can be very animated, but I want this whole experience to be a mutual unfolding. I'm still on this journey too. There's this trap that we fall into where we think there's some destination that we have to get to arrive somewhere, to be good enough. But you know what? Either you consider yourself always already arrived with the beauty and glory of all of your wins and flaws, or you're never arrived. Freaking never. So I'm taking a stand here for your health, for your power, thus for all of our health and all of our power as a collective of people on this earth to craft your own life. Craft it. Because when we respect human tendencies of inner conflict, no matter how awesome you are, no matter how much success you see, there's always going to be that inner conflict. There's going to be an element of self-sabotage, the saboteur, and many other things, but infinitely changing variables there are out there in this society that we must contend with. So it is very easy for us, actually, to fragment and lose our energy and lose our sense of self. And you're not broken for it. We're human and we go through this stuff. And that's why I say it's a constant evolution. But there are ways to think about it that'll help us. But despite all of these demands placed upon everyone, you see, little about it is discussed, I feel. And we could reach everywhere these days for specialized content or some alternative route that feels cringe to talk about to some people. But take my word when I say that integrating all aspects of oneself, integrating all aspects of oneself in a practical way is still very elusive to people. It's still very elusive to people because there is no scaffolding. And that's where systems thinking, energy management, and finding common threads comes into play. It's an art and a science, my friends. And I'm very excited to talk about it. So, what the heck is this channel going to be about? Well, as part of my avenue for expressing myself and sharing my thoughts with you, it's going to be a place where I can organize content into playlists as it pertains to my business endeavors with my mom. I'm going to be upfront with you, but I'm not here to pitch you. I'm not here to spam you. I am first and foremost here to organize my knowledge, as good old Napoleon Hill said so himself, and let things evolve, man. To listen to the peoples, throw things at the wall and see if they stick. I hope I'm entertaining enough, yo. This whole system that will inevitably be fleshed out in the background to you as I share my perspectives with you is called what I call the Vital Sphere Framework. Hence the name of this channel. That's why it's called that. So I'll have a playlist about quantum energy management so that you could learn how your inner world relates to your outer world. And some very curious, what I call system dynamics, concepts that you might not have considered are major forces at play in your life right now and actually always have been under the radar. So, quantum energy management. I'll have a playlist about multi skills development so that you can finally get good at multiple skills at the same time and stop burning out and start burning brighter. I'll share my music as an example of me going through that process myself with you, hopefully by my side. Am I right? Guys, get practicing. And I'll have a playlist for exercise technique mastery. The nuances of the lost scrolls of bro science. Bro science. Shout out to you bodybuilders out there. Although I haven't stepped on stage, I've learned a lot from Renaissance periodization and other similar sources. So with that, I hope you can all begin to start seeing your life in context, that you stop feeling so behind and stop getting caught in the comparison trap. We know I've been there too. Life in context, people. A Vital Sphere trademark. So, if you're a very ambitious person or at all in need of aligning your mind, your body, and energy to manage multiple passions, multiple roles without burnout, then welcome. Call me Lex, and I may be your guide. So, yeah, jack of all trades, master of none? No, I don't think so. We'll see about that. It ends with oftentimes better than master of one. But you be the judge. And opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink. I love poetry. So make your own decisions. Thank you so much for listening. I feel that us insatiable strivers get a bad rap. So I'm gonna call you fire starters. So thank you, fire starters, you ambitious folks out there. Hope you stick around for the next video in the series, and then some. Cheers. Ciao.